Marc Clair from Lions of Liberty, Chris Spangle from We Are Libertarians, and Johnny Adams from Johnny Rocket Launchpad joined me to form the League of Liberty, a new monthly podcast exclusively for all of our supporters. Here's a little taste of that awesomeness. Thank you for joining me on the 51st episode of The Lava Spurt. This episode is brought to you by Tom Woods' Liberty Classroom, helping you to become a smarter and more informed libertarian than ever before, for just 24 cents a day.
Welcome to The Lava Spurt, the weekly offshoot of The Lava Flow, channeling the flow of information to the libertarian, anarcho-capitalist, voluntarist, and agorist community. Brought to you by my per-episode donors. Thank you. Here's your host, Roger Paxton.
I have some new bonus content for the supporters of the Lava Flow. I'm a part of the new League of Liberty, which also includes Marc Clair from Lions of Liberty, Chris Spangle from We Are Libertarians, and Johnny Adams from Johnny Rocket Launchpad. The episode is up now on my Patreon feed, and you can get this content by supporting any of our shows. You can support the Lava Flow at thelavaflow.com/support. If you're a supporter of my show and don't have access to this feed, let me know and I'll get it to you. And don't forget that I'm only about $20 away from hitting my next level of support and bringing you guys twice the Lava Flow that you're already getting. I'll start bringing you a full 30-minute episode every single week instead of the current bi-weekly schedule. Go to thelavaflow.com/support today to help me hit this very important goal. Our conversation scraped the bottom of the barrel of crassness a few times in this episode, so if that's not your thing, you may want to skip this one. We talked about a lot of stuff in this hour and a half. Find out why We Are Libertarians was the genesis of the Lava Flow podcast. What are the superpowers of each of the members of the League of Liberty? We talked about our thoughts on the Libertarian Party and Nicholas Sarwark and his shenanigans lately. Is political action effective for the Libertarian Party? Is the political process a waste of time for libertarians? Is the Libertarian Socialist Caucus a real thing, and what are our thoughts on it? Are any of the hosts members of their state and/or national libertarian parties? Find out about all of the new projects the members of the League of Liberty have coming out, and find out if there are segments of each show that have never been released. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. We have a Facebook group for all of you guys to join us in this conversation. There's a link to the group in the show notes for this episode, or you can just search League of Liberty Podcast on Facebook for it. Marc Clair put together a 6-minute cut of this show as a preview for you guys. After the episode sponsor ad and a reminder about my October contest, I'll play the preview for you. This preview explains why We Are Libertarians was the genesis for the Lava Flow podcast, among some other things. Guys, you know Tom Woods. You know his books. You know his podcast. Now learn what he learned to get where he is today in Tom Woods' Liberty Classroom. Get the equivalent of a PhD in libertarian thought and free market economics online for just 24 cents a day while sitting at your computer or driving in your car. You can get it now at thelavaflow.com/woods. Listening to the audios and watching the videos will load you up with the facts, figures, and other ammunition that you need to feel supremely confident and come out on top when arguing politics or economics with yet another devoted socialist or neoconservative. But I repeat myself. Get a yearly membership to Tom Woods' Liberty Classroom for only $89 a year. Or like me, go for the Masterclass for lifetime access for only $497 and get tons of bonus material as well, including monthly live sessions with Liberty Classroom faculty and 435 audio-video lessons on government and history that Tom created specifically for the Ron Paul curriculum, worth $250 alone. Make sure to sign up today at thelavaflow.com/woods to become a smarter and more informed libertarian than ever before. Don't forget that I'm running a new contest through the month of October. I have a new email list set up where I can communicate with you guys about new episodes, new bonus content, share things with you guys, or anything else that I could think of. Now, I don't plan on sending a bunch of emails, just a handful each month, but it's a great way for me to stay in contact with you guys. To sign up for the contest, all you have to do is go to thelavaflow.com/email and sign up. It's really that simple. Anyone signed up for this email list by the end of October will be entered to win the prize. The grand prize pack will include an exclusive The Lava Flow Contest Winner t-shirt, The Lava Flow tote bag, one of my favorite Libertarian books signed by the author, and a signed copy of the Liberty Force comic #1 produced by Johnny Adams of the Johnny Rocket Launchpad. There will only be one grand prize issued, but there will be 4 other prizes for randomly drawn contestants that will include a signed copy of the Liberty Force comic #1 by itself. So you have 5 chances to win this time. So make sure to get in on this today so that you don't miss out. Sign up at thelavaflow.com/email now for your chance to win.
Let's talk about where we started. I've known Roger forever. I've known Roger for 4 or 5, 6 years at this point.
God, was it? It was in Cincinnati or wherever the LSLA meeting was. Gosh, 2011. Columbus. Yeah.
Yeah, and
what
you were
is the
in
LSLA?
You were in
a Libertarian State Leadership Alliance.
And Roger was in Arkansas at that point.
Yep, Arkansas chair.
And I was the executive director of the Libertarian Party of Indiana, and I had not yet started the podcast, but in May of 2012, we started We Are Libertarians, and we've done it ever since. And I started podcasting. Roger was an early listener, and you've said that we were part of the inspiration for you starting Lava Flow.
Well, yeah, because I mean, We Are Libertarians sucked so bad, I needed to do something better.
Oh.
It's not inaccurate. I mean, that's part of the free market, is that when you don't hear your need being filled, then you start your own need, and that Roger just has a wildly different show than what I do, which is one of the reasons I promote him, because I need more purity. And Roger's our purity.
Well, it's better than being unpure, I guess, right?
Yeah. So, and then Mark came along, and I started seeing Lions of Liberty pop up everywhere. And so I don't remember the specific reason I reached out. Maybe, Mark, you asked me
Saw
to
the
be
hair,
on.
got jealous,
Yeah.
wanted to know my secrets.
It's the main,
Exactly.
isn't it? It's a main.
It's the main, exactly.
So he and I started talking, and I did an interview on his show. He did one on my show, and he was like, "Hey, have you heard this Johnny Rocket guy?"
I don't remember being on your show.
Yeah, you've been on the show.
Well, you've replayed the interviews that I've done. Yeah.
Well, maybe that's
I haven't separately been on the show uniquely. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Well,
I'm not sad about that. That's just not the kind of show you guys.
I will
see.
say I'll
have to fly to Indiana to be on your show proper.
I've been on a co-host on We Are Libertarians twice now by Skype, and then I did a remote one from PorkFest last year specifically for We Are Libertarians.
Nice.
So yeah.
Okay.
well,
some of us are more special than others.
now that we're doing 2 shows a week, I'm running out of co-hosts, so I'll be calling on you and Johnny a lot, and Roger.
Well, Chris and I are fairly new in our Liberty relationship here, whereas we haven't been dating for like 8 years, like you two.
Right.
Liberty dating.
So
term, right?
And it
So he
actually
tells me
shows
about-
between you and Chris. I mean, Roger and Chris, man, you guys act like a married couple. Honestly, you guys fight more than me in heaven.
He's the bane of my fucking.
Who's the breadwinner?
But who's the bitch?
Oh,
Well, come on.
Oh, please.
I like how I can say come on and like no one has to know who I'm actually thinking about. I'm like, come on, guys, it's obvious. Anyway, moving along.
So he tells me, "Have you heard of this Johnny Rocket guy?" And I said, "No." And so I listened to Johnny's podcast, and it pissed me off.
He's like, "You mean that like restaurant, that old like 50s diner restaurant?"
That was the first thing I thought.
Why would I? Is that guy's a libertarian? Like what?
And it pissed me off because it was so damn good. And I said to him, maybe
You're like,
Mark,
wow, he edits.
right? We should hook up with Johnny and start swapping ads on each other's websites. And I said,
Wow, swapping ads.
And then I said, "Hey, why don't we bring in
swapping
Roger?"
wives? Yeah,
We're all doing sort of the same thing. We're all independent podcasters. We don't have investors. We don't have fancy college degrees. We have built our audiences from scratch. Let's share resources, and thus the League of Liberty was born. So.
I do have a fancy college degree for the record.
It was.
But it didn't get me anywhere where I was. I mean, really, I do professionally. I work with people who have no degree compared to mine, and we do the exact same thing. And obviously, I learned all this on my own. Had nothing to do with my degree. So I mean,
What's your degree in?
Communications.
That's not
Sounds
right.
I guess it
That's
does
pretty
have something
close.
to do with my degree.
You know what, Mark? It's pretty close.
Well, I sure didn't do podcasting.
Well, mine is
it is pretty close.
audio.
It's good.
Yeah. Fuck.
My degree is, I have an associate's in IT, but the job I'm doing is actually a job that requires a master's generally, but I'm doing it anyway, so to hell with it.
I dropped out.
Yeah, well, why is anybody surprised by that?
Oh, you guys.
And look at us. We're all happy, healthy, and alive
We are.
with various
Yeah.
levels of formal education. So,
Yeah, but you know what's cool is when I talked to you, Mark, I said, hey, how about the Liberty League? And we were thinking like that Justice League kind of like, hey, why don't we get an all-star cast and get us all out there and start talking?
and then we settled for Chris and
No,
Roger.
No, those guys are handpicked, man. We have like we got some really cool cats here, man.
Tom Woods was like, "That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Please do not call me anymore."
My only issue is
I do a serious show,
my only
sir.
issue is that the initials of League of Liberty is the same as Lions of Liberty, and
Oh, I really hadn't noticed
yeah, you
that.
had
That's
noticed that, my ass. Thanks for listening. I hope that you guys enjoyed this preview. If you want to hear the entire thing, and trust me, this is something you don't want to miss, make sure to become a supporter of one of our shows. You can support my show at thelavaflow.com/support. Until next time, keep striking the root.
Thank you for listening to The Lava Flow at thelavaflow.com. Don't miss an episode. Subscribe now at thelavaflow.com/subscribe. This has been a Pax Libertas Productions podcast.